Just get the hair, that's spot on. That's really looking good, mate. That's really, really good.
Yeah. I do look good.
Yeah.
Really. I think we're on. Hello and welcome to this week's GCN Show, which comes to you direct from Nice as the sun goes down after our first very intense day of filming here. Coming up on the show, the cyclocross season has started. We'll wrap up the action from the first World Cup in Valkenburg, plus we're going to wrap up the 2014 road season, even though we said we'd done that last week.
Well, as well as that little lot, we're going to have a look at a sneak peek of the early rumours in relation to the 2015 Tour de France route, as well as our usual features, Tech of the Week, Tweet of the Week, Caption of the Week, and of course GCN Strava Club 2.
Oh, I think we got our light.
Yeah, nice one, Lasty.
Yeah.
Good job, mate.
Yeah, we need that because people want to see our faces. Having just about made a 100% return to fitness after a horrific crash involving a barrier at the Eneco Tour, Omega Pharma Quick-Step's world cyclocross champion Zdeněk Štýbar again collided with a barrier, this time separating his shoulder at the Kermes Cross in Ardoi.
Which was quite bizarrely exactly the same town that he suffered that quite horrific accident in the Eneco Tour. So best of luck to your recovery, Stevie. Let's hope the resultant surgery doesn't keep you off the bike for too long, and also, well, congratulations on your wedding too. But still on the cyclocross theme, make sure you tune in on Wednesday for our introduction to cyclocross, guest starring me.
Maybe Zdeněk should watch that.
I think you
should.
should.
A few tips.
Definitely get some tips off that.
Try and stay upright. Now, having said the road season had wrapped up last week, we were slightly wrong, but it definitely has now with the ever popular Japan Cup. Now, the race was won for the second time by Garmin Sharp's Nathan Haas, and it was done so over the Utsunomiya circuit, which was actually used back in the 1990 World Championships.
Now, in a really tight uphill photo finish, Haas edged out Edvald Boasson-Hagen of Team Sky, riding his last race in those colours before moving across next year to MTN Quebecer, and the podium was rounded out by Gregor Boll of Vini Fantini Nippo. Although yet to be officially unveiled, rumours are rife about the 2015 Tour de France, and the first 10 days apparently are going to be remarkably difficult in a very similar vein to this year's Tour.
Now, along with the 13.5 kilometre individual time trial, which will kick things off in Utrecht in the Netherlands, the riders are rumoured to be facing cobbles again over the first week of racing, which of course caused all sorts of carnage in this year's race. Along with that, there's supposed to be 2 hilltop finishes over that first week, the first of which will be the Muur de Huy, which features every year in Flèche Wallonne, and secondly, the Muur de Bretagne, which last featured in 2011, where Philippe Gilbert took the first stage win, and along with it, the yellow jersey.
Do you think it can top last year's Tour? What an intro this year's Tour.
Sorry.
Do you think that next year's proposed first 10 days can beat this year's? I mean, it was incredible, wasn't it? But it sounds like it's going to be good fun.
Well, I hope so, but let's hope the contenders remain in the race this year. I think that's the main thing.
Mike, can you still sit? Is the light good enough? I mean, can you see our hair? What about the hair, that's all. You're always blaming me, aren't you? No, I'm supposed to be taller than you as well. You just get down there, that's better. There we go.
The first round of the UCI Cyclocross World Cup took place in Valkenburg in the Netherlands at the weekend, and in the women's race, it was Katie Compton who overcame early mechanical problems to take her first win on European soil for the season. Not a big surprise given how good she's been over on US soil. Second place went to Helen Wyman of Kona, with Sophie de Boer in third.
In the men's race, Lars van der Haar led from the halfway point, but that was partly due to a crash from Kevin Powles of Sunweb, and that was the 1-2 on the day. Con van Kessel of Telnet Faria rounded out the podium in what was an enthralling battle for the minor placings, and that was Van Kessel's first ever visit to a World Cup podium.
Following on from 2 positive tests over recent weeks for the Oglinski brothers, both of whom were caught for the use of EPO, Astana's woes seem to have got even worse recently in the form of a 3rd positive test. This time it was Ilio Davidenok, who was a stagiaire for the team. He tested positive for steroids just after competing at the Tour de l'Avenir.
Yeah, and the UCI have scheduled a meeting with Astana, the managers and the doctors, and are currently reviewing their status as a World Tour team as well.
On to our caption of the week now, and last week's photo was this one of an Omega Pharma Quick-Step rider with a mask on in Beijing. And the winner is Kjost Swartz, who said, "Caption, how do you say, can I change rooms in Chinese?"
Right idea to give people ideas for last week's caption.
Yeah, it was. Why do I always have to carry around Matt Stevens' shoes?
What? Matt Stevens' shoes? You picking on me again?
It was nothing. It was nothing. Anyway, this week's competition will be on this photo of a very, very narrow bike lane up in the Netherlands. I'll let you go yourselves this week. I'm going to have to go and try and make up with Matt. And on to transfer news now, and Steve Morabito, the Swiss rider from BMC, has announced that he'll be joining FDJ for the following 2 years. That's about it for transfer news this week.
Yeah, unless you know any more than us.
Time for our club of the week now. We had loads of suggestions in the comment section below last week's show, and the first one of the clubs comes from Wyatt Mason, who suggested Rad Racing NW, which is a great junior program over in the US. They've had 21 junior national champions since 2002 and many US World Championship team members as well. Not only does Rad compete on a national level, but Rad Racing has inspired many kids on and off the bike.
Really is a great club, and a very interesting and worthy club here, all the way from Cambodia. And this message comes from Elias Meyer. I'd like to present to you not only the club of the week, but also the club of my life. It's the Elevate cycling team of the NGO Elevate campus. We started the team, currently 25 Cambodian boys aged between 14 and 19 years, about a year ago. And 2 weeks ago at the National Championships, we won the road race and came second with Loy Riamakske in the MTB race. With practically no financial resources, or in other words, with our own pocket money, we're able to give those kids basically a chance, a bike and a dream. Now that is a fantastic story to end the show with, isn't it? Fantastic stuff.
Really nice. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it over on our Facebook page, there's a survey up on there, and if you fill it out, you're in with a chance of winning some great GCN kit. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you head over there and do it.
Comments of the week. The first one, Dan?
Yeah, it comes from Pablo Goubert. Why are Simon and Tom Last never together on a video? Are they the same person?
Are they?
We don't know what you're talking about, Pablo. Simon and Lassie are almost inseparable in videos.
And another cracking comment here from Steve Maguire. Looking at you, Daniel Lloyd. Every time Daniel Lloyd talks, my YouTube crashes. Block capitals, I think it's his hair. So swag. It's better than Simon and Matt's. Did you write this, or is he your mate?
No,
I'm not happy with that, to be honest with you.
That got the most likes. That one. Even there, Mike, still behind that light.
Can you still see Dan's hair? Because he's, for those who can't see Dan, he's still looking pretty good, to be honest with you.
Once again, loads more coming up on the channel this week. If it's not too dark to film anything. Monday, we showed you how to adjust cantilever brakes. Tuesday is this new show. Wednesday, I Get Cross. Thursday is the top 10 moments of the road season so far, well, entirely of this year. Friday, the Lotto Team Bus Tour. Possibly important to point out that I Get Cross is a bad pun about Matt doing cyclocross. But anyway, on Saturday, well, it's our 1000th video, and it'll be the start of a series of anecdotes from us as presenters, which will be me talking about one of my days at the Cervelo test team. And finally, on Sunday, we're going to have our usual off the back. 1000 videos. That's like 1,000, isn't it? I mean, that's a massive amount. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, the incredible thing is they've had to ditch 7,000. Like they could only get 1,000 out of 8.
The cutting room floor was absolutely full, wasn't it? But
we've been through this cutting room. They don't have cutting room floors anymore. They do. You've always got to muck these joke bits up at the end.
It's always trying my best.
On to tweet of the week now, and again it comes from a Garmin Sharp rider, but this time it is Ben King. I'll let you do the honours, Matt.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dan. Well, Ben says, when you have had queso and beans for dinner, then you go for a morning run, you might make a sacrifice. What do you think he means by that? Do you think he's wiped himself with a sock or gone in the sock? It could be both. I mean, either way, it's pretty disturbing, but I hope he's okay. Bring the light back. Tech of the week, possibly, is it going to be lights-based this week?
No, we're going to look back at our video from last Friday where Si and myself compare aero versus a non-aero bike. Check it out. Ready? Let's do it.
Right, Dan, before we get to the issue of out-and-out speed, what about general climbing? What's your perception of aero bikes versus light bikes?
Well, that just about wraps up the show for this week. Some of you will have noticed, though, that we've missed out Extreme Corner, but it will make a return next week featuring us, the presenters, which has got to be worth waiting around for.
And apologies for the unprecedented solar eclipse that came upon us.
Yeah, they didn't
tonight,
predict that, did they?
No, nothing at all. Wasn't in the papers.
It was nothing to do with us taking forever to get our lines right, was it?
No. I've been looking at the light Mike. It's
That's
sorry.
Cool. That's fine. Sorry, mate. Just
Directly into the
I've
light.
been looking at the light rather than the camera.
Right.
I didn't realise that went like that at the end. That was really horrible. Just read it and to follow GCN, click on me, and if you can see him, click on Dan.
Oh, and if you like this video, well, don't forget to click on that thumbs up button.